Hi guys, today's the 8th of December if I'm not mistaken. I've come to the main herd, so this is the herd not breeding at the moment. They've got till March to get into condition, but I think you'll agree with me, most of them are actually in pretty good condition. Most of this herd would have weaned their calves at the end of September, I think, or around there somewhere. And there are a few, about 50 with calves currently suckling. So there you'll see them, they're a bit lower in condition, but they should have udders. Oh, this cow is a pain in the ass. No. Sorry. Apparently I'm the only one that does that too. It's not interested in the herdsman. Anyway, bit of distraction there. Where was I? Yeah, so some of them are suckling calves, like this little brindle one here that has a calf suckling, but still not bad condition. They should have been bulled right now because they're calved in September and October. They should be running with the bull, but those 50, including like the Sussex one in the center of the screen, and even this Sussex one in the center, and that Angoni black one, even that Boron at the front, they should be with the bull right now, but I'm just keeping them to March to join the main herd. There is a herd, you've watched some of my videos at the other farm, currently with the bull, about 50 cows. Yeah, very pleased with the condition. Okay, we're not strip grazing. These are selectively grazing. They walk up and down this dambo a few kilometers a day and back to water at lunchtime. But yeah, they're looking pretty good, considering it's December the 8th usually, or since I've been here, sometimes we haven't even had rain yet. So this year looks like it'll be a good year. Long may it last. Yeah, this is the main herd. I don't know why this one's limping. She's a good cow, 102. Probably a stick or something in between the hooves. I hope it won't be serious. Yeah, so this is the main herd, 300 or so with all these calves. They are also looking really good, the weaner calves and the suckling calves. I'm really pleased with them. There's a whole lot of calves, so we'll make our way over there. As you can see, they're enjoying the green grass here. This cow's suckling a calf, but perfect condition. Very lucky with the rain arriving so early this season. Well, I think it's a normal time for most years. There's a couple of cows, young ones, 2022s, and the black one was actually 2023. But they have misperformed, misbehaved in our herd, so they will be very good meat. There's another cow in the center of the screen suckling a calf, but looking amazing. You can't ask for more. Now this little chap is way bigger than his peers, a bull, but it's because his mother is Angus and she has amazing milk. Every time she calves, those calves just flourish. And yeah, unfortunately the cow, she's actually at the back, right at the back there in the middle, the light brown one. She has missed a few calves in her life, but she's just been lucky that she always escapes the slaughter list. Yeah, so this is a nice little bunch of calves. So these are all born September, October. So what's that, 3-4 months ago? Not bad. And that little guy with the blue ear tag in the middle, he was born only after the rain started. Is it a he? Yeah, it is a he. That little guy. So he was born just in the week before December when it was raining, and that's why his fur looks all mottled like that. We get that in the rains here. If it rains within a few hours of birth, they lose their coats. Yeah, these are some Dexter types changing their fur, turning black. They're started off brown, but they're going to end up black. I'm very happy to be down here in the dambo. This is at the banana farm. It's only a lease, 1,000 hectares of grazing, plus the bananas, which is small, but a very nice farm for cattle. Very undeveloped. It's mostly bush, as you can see behind the herd there. This is a big dambo. It's probably about 100 hectares worth of dambo on this farm, and then the rest is just bush, except for the 20 hectares that is cleared for bananas and my lucerne field, and where I'm going to plant a bit of maize. So very undeveloped for Makushi, one of the few farms remaining like this. Most farms have opened up land to cultivate wherever they can. There's very few game or pure livestock farms. I think the land prices in Makushi don't allow for lazy farming like me. But yeah, beautiful, isn't it, with the bush and the grasses. We deliberately set this dambo on fire because we don't have enough cattle to manage hunters, poachers. They were lighting other areas of the farm, so at one point we just let this burn to make sure that it was over and done with. Otherwise, if you fight, you just end up spending the whole season fighting fires, and I didn't need it for grazing, and I also wanted it to clear a bit of the trees lower down. So yeah, really enjoying being with the herd. This year, people, is a heifer, Wiener heifer, branded 2561. We ended up on 190 calves this year, although I think the last 40 were born. This is a cheeky cow, so she's going to come at me. You go away. Yeah, so from 150 to 190, they were only born in September, October. The rest were sort of born mostly in January, February, and then there were a few stragglers between those two calving dates. But just that the size of that heifer, Thule cross, it's probably too big for my system, but she'll get a chance to breed and rebreed. Certainly as the years go on, I'll get stricter with my breeding. The cows running with the bull at the moment, they're going to get a 45-day breeding season. I actually was thinking of just giving them 30 days, and I might still change my mind. That's the benefit of being the boss, is you can change your mind when you want. I might just do 30 days because those were all the ones which skipped their calving. They were supposed to calve it now in January. A lot of them were 2022s with a few 2023s. So those are heifers that have never calved, or first time calvers that didn't reconceive. Another big Wiener heifer for us, probably in South Africa and the first world. It's not a very big animal, but for my system you couldn't want more than that really at this time of year. Yeah, so and you can see the herd's pretty spread out. I have two herdsmen with the cattle today, and then they'll sleep not very far from here. We actually don't have the electric fence, it's just the wire, but they're so used to it now that they settle down and stay in that area. And another two herdsmen will be on duty during the night just to make sure there's no problems there. So as I wrap up, there's some nice calves to look at. One of them is fresh out the oven, not more than a month old, and the other one is tag number 150. So that was actually the last one before the September bulling calving season. So it looks like a Dexter. So actually that'll be the first one of the AIs. That's Dexter cross something, probably Boron. Quite a nice heifer. Yeah, we've secured another 100 Dexter straws from a friendly farmer in South Africa. Thank you, Moira. And it'll be interesting to see those straws one day when we eventually manage to do AI. All the Dexter I've used so far, 3 different bulls, have all come from the United Kingdom. Yeah, you probably wonder why I use Dexter, and most of the time I talk about indigenous this and indigenous that. Well, I just like experimenting. In my heart I know it's not the right animal to be using for the system, but I did see when I worked for my father and his boron herd, when we crossed with Angus, another Bos Taurus breed. We used Red Angus and even Aberdeen Angus, and even Sussex we've used a lot of. I've seen that crossing the boron with those animals makes quite a nice animal, mostly for the feedlot. And then you'll know that my favorite animal is the Ngoni, my favorite breed, although I like all cattle. The one I want to push the most is the Ngoni, because I feel it's not represented enough. There's very few breeders and very few people who actually want to keep those genetics alive. So you know, I like the Ngoni, and then I was thinking to create an animal that has a bit of market pull. We cross it with a Dexter, which is also a small animal but Bos Taurus, so it keeps the animal small but beefy. So this is a heifer 2023, and she's had a calf already. You can see her udder. So yeah, had her first calf. I've got a few of them like that. Very happy with those ones, but I've got the majority of the 2023s did not get pregnant, so they're with the bull now, and that'll be their last chance. They won't go to breeding in March. Anyway, I'm back at the calves. This is a very long video. Yeah, very happy with these.